Hey, hope everyone had a great summer. I'm a little tardy in doing another video, but this one came as a suggestion from Blue Ribbon Nash. So thank you very much for that. Always a great contributor. Um, and this is regarding I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. Decompressing behaviors. So the question was for INTJs, what decompressing behaviors work or how it works. So again, as always, this is only my experience. By no means am I an expert in this. I can only speak for just the fact that I have been profiled as an INTJ professionally for since I was 16. So this one is interesting to me because right off the top of my head, it is decompression is something that is very difficult, I find. There is a lot of uh, planning, I guess, that almost goes into decompressing, which kind of takes away the whole great part that decompressing could potentially bring. So I found for myself that I've actually had to incorporate that type of planning into my mindset as a way to be able to slowly learn how to decompress. Because for myself, anyways, I find that the learning and the interest in doing things and understanding things uh, tends to make everything I'm doing something that is of a learning for myself. So there's always a little bit of mental fatigue that goes into it, especially with the interest and passion that goes into kind of diving into topics or hobbies or interests that other people would just take at state value or at face value as something that is just enjoyable and leave it at that. So I guess for myself, what I found that was of value is there's three things actually. The first thing I recognize is being in nature. And for myself, it is something that incorporates my learning and my interest in understanding, but also it also takes away that ability to truly understand because nature is so much bigger than what we can just look at and pull up in a Google search. It is unexplainable when it comes to the nuances of the environment around us. So being able to just look into those features of the surroundings that you're blessed with, it's just amazing. So at this time of year, it's for myself anyways, it is really beautiful fall weather and being able to see the different types of foliage that are changing colors and based like completely on the type of tree and looking up and seeing how they uh, go and make the sky filter in such a beautiful way. It's something that gives me a little bit of pause and a little bit of uh, nice, quiet contemplation. The second thing that I find is really helpful is some sort of activity. So, something that literally makes you get out of your brain and into a physiological function. So, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but during COVID, I went and decided to take up learning how to play tennis. And I've never played it before, but I've decided, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. And what I really enjoy with that is I'm learning, but at the same time, I'm learning through a different faculty. So I'm learning dexterity and muscle memory and positioning, a little bit of strategy, which is always great, but the the ability to get that dopamine kind of jacked up in a way, in a positive way, as opposed to the complete decompression that, for myself, anyways, can almost be scary, where I'm worried that I will get stagnant. Sometimes, even though your body needs that, it is, for myself, anyways, I find it a little bit scary because then it becomes something where I'm worried I'm going to be lazy. It's actually not a good thing for myself, because I find that I can also become paralyzed with the duality of wanting to be achieving and doing something, but yet at the same time, my body is really getting burnt out. And so I find with the sports angle or the activities, it allows for a little bit of switching the brain components off a little bit, but also tending to the needs of being taking care of the whole of your person. The last one is something that I definitely started to get into as COVID was in high gear, was playing cards. Deck of cards cost $1 or $2, and there's a million card games. And what I love about it is that you don't need to have a conversation with the other person necessarily. You can quip and joke around, but you're not actually having to engage in something that requires a lot of thinking. And the level of complexity depends on the game. So you're able to dumb it down or bring it up as much as you're feeling incapacity of doing so. So those are the three that I find helpful for decompressing for myself. Love to hear other people's thoughts, and also any suggestions, because I think in this community that would be great to hear from other INTJs on how they personally manage if decompressing is an issue, and if so, what kind of activities or what kind of things, and why they have found an ability to make that something that allows them to just get out of their brains for a little bit. So anyways, as always, any video recommendations or suggestions, please leave in the comment section, and thanks so much.